It's crazy to me. People still jam, can't stop.
I mean, I had that in the box. I had that in there.
It's crazy to me.
I mean, because technically, you was one of the first to have Beyonce, Destiny's Child.
Well, it's no technically to it. It's facts.
It's facts.
Yeah, it's facts. Look out, man. It's the Fat Rat with the Cheese Lil O, Screwed Up Click Representative, and you're checking out A1 Hip Hop. Believe that. Whoa.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
A1 Hip Hop, the bone this is a pleasure, honor. I mean, you know, we go back. I had the surprise of doing the interview.
No doubt.
You know, this is an honor. We're dealing with the legend. We can go back, but I'm gonna call him Mr. Fat Rat with the Cheese Lil O, man. How you doing?
What's going down, boss? It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure to have you,
Yeah,
man.
this is a pleasant surprise, too. You know damn well. All I had to do whoa. My man been grinding, man.
Man, see, we go back. You know
Absolutely,
what I mean?
absolutely.
From Church.
Absolutely.
You know, shout out to Kirby John.
Shout out to Kirby John, for real.
We ain't gonna get into that.
Yeah. That's still my pastor, though.
Yeah, shout out to,
shout out to Kirby John.
He preached on my dad's funeral.
Yeah, that man saved my life.
Wow.
Yeah, that man saved my life, man. He's why I feel my relationship with God is so strong.
I remember seeing you.
Yeah, so I always gonna big up Kirby John.
And by the way, every time I saw him, he had a beautiful queen with him. Every time.
Absolutely.
And I was a youngster looking like, yeah, it'd be like that. Him and Kenny Smith. You know what I'm saying? Used to be at the church.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Now, we're gonna get into it. What's your favorite album of all time? And what is Lil O's favorite album?
Of like my music or
both
or any
both. Yeah.
Ooh,
I know it's hard, but
you know it's like I'm such an art lover, man. It's like I'm one of those guys that really appreciate the art of it. It's almost like a fine wine connoisseur, where so it's like there is not one specific album that I love, but I understand the importance of the classics and why they are what they are, and why that mean. Like, so if you ask me something like, hey, what are some of the albums that you think are special, I would say, like,
give me three.
Of course, Illmatic.
Whew.
Of course, Illmatic.
Okay. I know this is horrible.
It's very hard.
Cause one of mine is Machiavelli. You know what I'm saying?
Machiavelli is definitely one of them, without a doubt.
Wow,
but
wow.
you know, a lot of people would argue All Eyes on Me over Machiavelli.
Phenomenal.
That to me,
I mean,
those are both of that vintage.
24 songs.
Yeah,
You can't beat that.
those are both vintage. So we're just gonna count those as one, because I need I need Riding Dirty.
Woo!
Riding Dirty.
Wow.
Riding Dirty. And it's many more that I could say, but I feel like the ones I pick are unarguable. You know, they're of the top quality.
If you was traveling on the island, you got stuck. Them are three solid albums.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
What's Lil O's favorite album?
You know
that you've done.
You know what? And I mean this. I don't have a favorite album, because I feel like the beautiful thing about my music, and I feel like why I've lasted this long, is they all represented me where I was at that point in life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I started to pay attention now, because if you ask people, what's your favorite Lil O album? You're going to hear so many different answers. And it shocks me now, because some will say, of course, the Fat Rat with the Cheese.
Right.
If you ask a lot of
hustlers,
you'll hear Jealous Got Me Strapped. That is classic. You'll hear Food on the Table.
I was about to
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You'll hear Blood Money. You know,
I
it's like I'm at a beautiful time in my career, because I can look back at my catalog and be so proud of it, and understand that it's lasted the test of time. And I'm so honored when I look at it and when I hear all the stories of people telling me why this song is so special to them.
Right.
You know, because people always think it's always about having the biggest records, like the back-backs and the players get chosen.
Right.
Best you can't do us. But I think one of the reasons why I'm still here is my street songs that didn't get the radio play, but were just massive in the streets because it touched people in the heart. Like That's All We Had, and it Can't Rain Forever's, and the Tries, and you know, stuff like that. So it's just a privilege to be able to look back now and be like, man, you've really put out some vintage. Like, it's crazy to me. People still jam Can't Stop.
I mean, I had that in the box. I had that in there.
It's crazy to me.
I mean, because technically, you was one of the first to have Beyonce, Destiny's Child.
Well, it's no technically to it. It's facts.
It's facts.
Yeah, it's facts.
Shout out to Matthew Knowles.
Yeah, shout out to my big homie Matthew Knowles.
Yes.
That's my Mr. Miyagi.
Yes.
That's who taught me how to be a professional. Taught me how to maneuver in this game. I hold him in high regard. You know what I'm saying?
Because you could have been Jay right now. Like, if you want to be technical speaking, you could have been. I mean, you know, you could have been Beyonce, Lil O.
Hey man. I believe in divine. You know me because you know me from church. So you know I believe in God, and more than that, I believe in God's timing.
Right.
And it's been an amazing journey, and I'm still writing chapters. And I just understand now that everything happens in divine timing, and that's how you want it.
Yeah.
Because when you force things, even if it works for you, it's not going to work like how it would have worked if it was divine timing behind it.
It's going to crash.
Yeah, man. So I'm just grateful. I'm here, man. I'm a man with a greatest hits album. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Only to still be putting out this new album.
Yeah.
I feel like this album is wow, man. Like,
I mean, you flipped a Fat Pat song, and I'm loving how you flipped it. We can speak more about that.
Yeah.
You know, what was the reasons for paying homage to Fat Pat, and how you flipped it? Because I love how you flipped it.
Which one? I flipped it. Which one did I flip?
Is it the Fat Pat? No. You know, am I a player playing them hoes like I was singing?
Oh no, that's not a flip. That's not a flip.
Oh, but you put the
Nah, that's all original.
Oh,
You talking about on the album? I'm not a pimp, I'm a player.
Right.
Nah, that's original.
Oh,
Fat Pat didn't do that.
Well, I thought you were paying homage.
Well, Fat Pat is a player.
Yes.
You know, you know what? It's crazy you said that.
Yes.
Because it's such a vibe. Fat Pat was if you think about players, it's a player vibe. Fat Pat embodied that player vibe, and that song is such a player song. I can see where you could see the similarity, especially with the lyrical pattern. Have you ever heard Drop Bro? Yeah,
right.
That's why you thought because that was my homage to Fat Pat in the song.
Right.
But when you said flip, I didn't know. Yeah,
paying homage.
Yeah, that was my. I'm glad you caught that.
Oh yeah, I'm a hip hop.
Yeah. I did that strictly.
A lot of people really catch that.
Yeah. I did that strictly for that. That part was my homage to Pat and the culture.
Wow.
You caught that. You a special. Salute to you for that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. That song is just, man, don't it feel so?
I mean,
hey, man, it just make me want to limp. You know what I'm saying? I just want to drag my foot, a live alligator wrapped around my ankle, and have a 30-foot Jerry curl, and just and a mink. It's just the ultimate player vibe.
What it did for me, it brought back Sundays on MLK.
Absolutely.
Riding. Slabs, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And just that whole era.
Absolutely.
I played it twice.
Absolutely.
You know, that should be the next single, by the way.
Really?
One of the singles.
Okay.
You know, one of the singles. I'll put it out there when hip hop, the bonus is said.
Nice.
Now let's get back to B. Was y'all, obviously y'all was in the studio when it happened.
Absolutely.
So did you know she was going to be that star? Or did just Destiny's Child in general?
Well, look, B and Kelly and Latavia and Toya, you know, I love those girls. They've always been super talented. Mm-hmm. They've always been class acts. Mm-hmm. And, you know, because they were under Matthew, you know, they were well trained, mm-hmm. as in well, you know, practiced, well disciplined.
Right.
So I always believed they had the potential. I felt they were stars, but.
And I can't stop, and I won't stop, and I can't stop, and I won't stop, and I can't stop, and I won't stop, and I can't stop, and I won't stop. I wanna be deep in the.
Let's just be honest. You can never know what. I'm just saying what B has become. It's no way anybody can fathom that. That is to become. She is such an inspiration to me.
Yeah.
She has given me so much of a drive. I think she would get more props if she was a man.
Wow.
You go because it's not really cool to say a woman was one of your inspirations.
Because look at Jay.
Yeah, exactly.
Recognition.
Exactly. But for me, what B means to me is no matter what, I always knew at the back of my mind that someone from where I'm from that started where I started could become one of the biggest stars in the world. You get what I'm saying?
I mean,
it's like I seen it with my own eyes. So I always used B's success as an inspiration to me to keep grinding, keep going, and yeah, she's. I don't even have a problem saying it. She's been a huge inspiration to me, and I'm super proud of it. She's from H-Town. She's put on, and watching her grow has let me know, hey, you know, when you see somebody become, you know, and that's no disrespect to anybody, but I think she's Michael Jackson though.
I was about to tie that and say that.
Yeah, I'm not saying she's Michael Jackson.
People can, but
you can say Beyonce anywhere in the world, and
because Michael didn't write all this stuff either.
Yeah, well, you know, it's just I think she is
rock star style.
Yeah, it's she's big enough, I feel, to be in that same
vein
conversation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's no way you can look at anybody.
Right.
No one is that talented to where you can predict that could happen. It's just crazy, and I'm super proud of her, man.
Now, what is Lil O listening to like now?
Right now?
Right now, what you jamming? You know what I'm saying? What's in your ride? What's some of the new people that you're listening to that you rock with?
I'm listening. I love Meek Mill, Expensive Pain.
Dope album.
I think that was a very good album. I'm very impressed with what Currency's put out. I think he put out 2 back-to-back.
This is like a second home.
The Stoned on South Beach and the Regatta, 2 A1 projects to me. You know what I'm saying? I've been listening to a lot of Nas too.
Oh man,
King Disease 1 and 2 are superb. That first one,
oh man.
Yeah, I think they're both superb work.
Yes.
I'm trying, which one you think's better, 1 or 2?
I like 1, but 2 is good. It's funny. That's crazy, man. I don't know what's your sign, but I've been playing No Bad Energy for like 3 days straight. You know what I'm saying?
You know, to me, he has a catalog where you can put it in right now, and every time you listen to Nas, and that's why his catalog is so special, and to me, he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest. You always catch something new you didn't catch the last time. You might listen to a song that's 5 years old, and it might not hit, the punchline might not hit you till 5 years later, and you're like, wait a second, did he just say?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah. He's to me. He's Nas. I pick Nas over Jay. You know what I'm saying?
I love Jay too, but that Nas catalog, I would pick it too. I would pick it too.
Just lyrical, as the technical aspects. When you playing the song and he makes a song about a gun, or if he makes a song and then you got to rewind
everything in reverse. Oh man, bro, like I love that song when it first came out.
Yeah.
But somehow I was on the Nas vibe, and I was smoking a cigar, and I was just going through my Nas playlist, and that song came on. I could not believe. Like, do you understand what he did with that song with Rewind?
Thinks about that?
Who thinks like that, man? I wanted to know what he was on when he made that. No, seriously, that is really one of the greatest hip-hop songs of all time, period.
At least top 10.
Yeah, man. That guy got so many.
And nobody, and they've been trying trying to flip it and do it over or do their version, but they can't be done.
It can't be done.
Now, a lot of people don't know you're part of the SUC.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? What's some of the best DJ Screw stories that you have? Because I actually met him when I was young. Just seeing him at the studio and I remember him eating the Popeyes chicken box and just that memory always comes to mind. So what's some of your favorite DJ Screw memories?
My favorite memory is giving him Can't Stop.
Wow.
Because I didn't know him from a can of paint, and he didn't know me from a can of paint. And just giving him the Can't Stop test press wax that's in the Screw Museum right now. They still got it, the original.
Wow.
They, I donated to them. They put it in this the Screw Museum. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
The original test press, and just giving them that wax through the burglar bars, hoping and praying that it would change my life.
Yeah.
And him being kind enough and loving the culture enough to actually sit back and listen to it, and love it so much that he put it on the tape, which was only Rolling Red, immediately, which started my whole career. There's no Screw moment that can top that, because that was what started everything. Yeah.
That's what started. I mean, you shocked me just now.
Yeah. That's just one of my moments, because it was so many things. It was a kid looking up to a guy he admired. It was hoping for a break and getting a break. It was a show of kindness and realness, and it was just it's just a beautiful moment for me now, and I really appreciate it now, all these years later.
So he didn't know you from a can?
Nothing, man. And I knocked on his door, because look, people gotta understand, this was before a screw shop. There was no screw shop. There was no. It looked like a dope house. Literally, like it looked like a crack house.
Pretty much.
And you knock on a door, you came out, you put your money through the burglar bars.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He had burglar bars, so you just couldn't run in there, and you give him your money, and he puts it out. But if anybody didn't know, you would have thought that, man, this man has the best drugs on earth. I don't know what kind of work this man got, but he needs to be stopped, because he's selling it to the young kids.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk.
You feel me?
Real talk.
If you didn't know what it was, it'd be like, this man is a menace to society.
Yeah.
What kind of, who was selling it to these children? What is he selling to these
What's some of these
kids?
great tapes?
What's some of these tapes? Man, raid that house immediately.
Man, I mean, I heard they're working on the DJ Screw film more, but I can't wait to see it.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
Who's gonna play Lil O? I mean, wow. Whoa.
I have no idea. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you wanna know what's so crazy? People always be like, you should play Screw. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't. People always say you have to, but I was like, well, if I play Screw, who's gonna play Lil O?
Yeah. So, rest in peace to Black Rob.
Yeah.
I'm sure you get this. I mean, you was the first for me to hear the Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean. Yeah. How did you feel when you heard that back in 98, 99?
The Whoa.
The Whoa.
The song.
Yes. Because you.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't really take it as a big deal, because to me it's always been my ad lib.
Right.
And of course he flipped it into a song. It wasn't no big deal. I liked Black Rob.
Phenomenal.
And I loved that record, to be honest with you. I didn't even think you get what I'm saying, because times is different now. East Coast and down was so far apart.
Yes. Yeah.
It was like a whole nother frontier.
On the world.
It was like Mars and Jupiter. Now everything is so close. We're connected so close because of a phone and social media and all that. But it wasn't like that then.
No.
Yeah, so I wasn't even tripping at all. He had a couple of bangers that I really loved too, like the one with the locks.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Dare you?
Man. So man. R.I.P. to Black Rob.
R.I.P.
Yeah, definitely.
When you made Bag Back, man,
yeah.
I mean, because you were signed with Elektra.
Atlantic.
Yeah. I'm sorry. And they was relatively kind of new.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they were new. Atlantic's been around a long time.
More for R&B type vibe.
Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, who shot the video? how did you know that was gonna be such of a banger? Cause I remember watching MTV Jam.
Yeah,
I remember watching.
Well, you got to remember, Back wasn't made when I was signed to Atlantic. It got picked up by Atlantic. So when we did it, I was an indie artist, man.
Yes.
I was an indie artist just grinding, and it was just a record me and Hawk loved. And that got picked up for Atlantic. So it's not like, you know how you have the pressure of when you with a major and you think they trying to push a single on you?
Right.
I think that's why Back was so popular, because it was just us doing us, and then they came and loved it and took it to a next level.
I mean,
Bag. What? Give me 50 feet. Yeah. Or I'ma grab it, get a hater with the heat. Bag. What? Give me 50 feet. Yeah. Don't try to give me that trick, you ain't no kin to me. Bag. What? Give me 50 feet. Yeah. Cause you gon' catch a slap if you keep on grilling me. Bag. What? Give me 50 feet. What? Give me 50 feet. What? Give me 50 feet.
I mean, it's funny because we got Corona, we got coronavirus, people giving people 50 feet.
That was crazy. I woke up one day and I was like, why the hell am I getting all these ads? Because because it just started out the blue. I don't know who started it.
Right.
I appreciate it. It was great. I mean, publishing went stupid. But I was like, man, what is going on?
Right.
And then I started realizing, okay, they doing it. They correlate them. People started doing these skits.
Yeah.
And because let's just be real, when the pandemic first started, we didn't know it was going to be like this serious.
No.
Then we didn't know it was going to be this long. And then so this social distance, then I said, man, they doing shirts, they doing hats, they doing skits, TikTok. Man, I was like, man, this is crazy.
Right.
It's always, like I said, it's always a pleasure now because there's so many records of mine that have lasted the test of time. And it's just God's work, man. I'm grateful for it.
Now, side note, cause you looked so young, man.
Yeah.
When you broke, I mean, how young was you when you just broke?
Well, it depends on what do you consider when I broke. Did I break with Can't Stop?
I would say Can't Stop.
Okay.
Cause I remember watching Street Flavor and all that.
I want to say, I need to actually do the math right fast because I'm doing so many interviews. So many people have asked that, and I'm bad with chronological order. So that was 1997. I was about 21.
Wow.
Yeah, I was about 21.
Okay. So you're legal. Okay.
Yeah. About 21.
Do you remember who car that was when you was riding the Can't Stop video?
The Lexo?
Yes.
That was mine. What you mean? Man, I was young. I'm the fat man.
You the fat rat with the cheese.
Yeah.
I let you figure that out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Literally. Now, shout out to Toby. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people don't know that you're Nigerian.
Absolutely.
Because technically out the city, you know, you was one of the first. You know, how do you feel and seeing the beautiful shine that Toby has been doing for the city, how he's representing for the Nigerians, and just as well as yourself, you know?
Man, like I always tell people, I'm happy for any artist that makes it out of Houston because I know how hard it is because it's not an industry town, you know what I'm saying? So anybody that can forge a lane for themselves, especially how he did it non-traditionally, I can't help but respect it and salute it, you know what I'm saying, and wish them all the best, you know?
Right.
Absolutely.
Now, being in this game, traveling on the road, especially for being for major, what celebrity that has shocked you, good or bad, that you'd be like, wow, man, when I met them, I thought, or when you met them, they just showed so much love. What celebrity was that and what they did?
To me, it was Pimp C.
Nice.
Because I lived with Pimp C in Atlanta for a while. So it's like I got to kick it with him for like a part of the summer. A lot of people don't know that. So Pimp C was the first guy that really took me around Atlanta, took me to all the wild parties with Too Short and Jermaine Dupri when So Def.
Right.
With this peak So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how I met the Goody Mob and all those guys early. So, you know, Pimp is a larger than life character, man.
You hear stories.
But he's a real one too. He's very he has a big heart. He took me under his wing and really, a lot of people don't know UGK were the first people to take me on tour too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's how. So I'ma always have a special love for Pimp C, and I'ma always have a different kind of love for Master P as well. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves.
Yeah.
But what he did independently and how he did it is still shocking. And then P would always give the game to the streets. And
Right.
Tell he did that, man. He's really one of my heroes. So shout out to Master P.
Shout out to Master P. He loves some Houston.
Yeah.
Now, phenomenal, by the way. Now, you was major and independent.
Yeah.
What did you learn from being on major, and what have you learned, obviously, from being independent? Because independent wasn't endorsed so much then and now. And it's funny how we just talking about Master P.
I think both prepare you for each other because guess what? I think it's important you learn how to do certain things on your own regardless.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Because I think the things that you learn as an indie, if you can be a successful indie artist, those are the things that you're gonna have to do anyways to be a successful major artist.
Right.
Especially now in this environment. The majors moved me around and it taught me, how important relationships were, exposure was, and how, because sometimes I always knew off top.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the hardest things for an indie artist to deal with is staying stuck in his hometown thinking he's already made it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So being that I had major deal, I always understood that it's a lot of work to be done.
Right.
So that let me know when I went back indie how hard I had to grind. Yeah, I could never feel content.
Right.
Where a guy that's never been major might think he's made it because they know all the songs in the 610 loop.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how they both work together. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about this album.
Oh man, the greatest of all players, man. An impeccable piece of work. It's my favorite. I think it's my best work. I do. It's it's early. It is an incredible album, man. I think when people have one of those conversations 10 years, 20 years from now, it's going to be one of those iconic hip hop albums, without a doubt.
Did you think you would still be rapping now, and how hip hop is growing hip hop now? Shout out to Big Pokey, which
absolutely
has a dope
incredible
album.
project.
Dope album. And that intro, the first song on the album, you guys, whoa, And I want to speak about that car chase too.
Absolutely.
I don't know what happened. I was young, but let's give people exactly what you was talking about as far as what happened during the car chase on the first song.
You talking about the intro?
Exactly.
My very first dope case was a high-speed chase, and it's actually well documented because it was on the front page of the newspaper. Wow. So when the laws got behind me, we just started throwing dope out the car and whoop the wound, and that was my first time getting locked up. And, it was aggravated possession with intent to deliver. And so when I sang that song, I still remember sliding down 59 in a high-speed chase. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That was my first L. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't like to say that like in a bragging way because it's like I always want kids to want more for themselves. You know what I'm saying? I don't endorse trapping. I don't endorse the life in the streets because I'm old enough now to know where it got me, the hardships it got me. I know where it got my friends. All the guys, I know I'm at the age now where I know most of my friends are dead. Yeah. Most of my friends are locked up. I got friends that are never coming home. They call me now. We can't even really jail because they grew up in prison and I was out here. So I know the pain the streets bring. So a guy like me that's really done it, I can never my heart won't let me ever. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly.
But it's just. But the reality is trapping was my reality.
Right.
And that's just what it was. So that's what I was talking about. And still remember sliding down 59 in that high speed chase.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dope album, by the way. I'm like 8 tracks in. You know, no, I'm not quite, maybe I know 13 tracks.
Yeah.
Dope solid album. I'm just happy and proud. You know, especially since we go back.
Thank you.
And I had to surprise him. I'm still tripping. This dude's about that life, but he's letting you guys know that you can grow. You know
Absolutely.
What I'm saying? You know, if you think about from Jay.
Yeah.
You know, coming from where you coming from and where he's at now.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Growth is important. And I think especially that's one of my messages that I really try to enforce, especially now.